What's going on, Jerome's? So, quick turnaround. All of the Monday night excitement has to go out the window. Wednesday begins practice for Sunday. Taking on the Greasy, Grimy Green Bay Packers up in Lambeau. We will burn Appleton adjacent to the ground. That's right, man. And even though the Packers are sort of down bad this year, it's okay. It's certainly okay. And the Greasy, Grimy Green Bay Packers, I mean, they lost to stupid-ass Sean Payton, who hates sushi, and also hate him even more now. But the Broncos are legitimately trying to lose so that they can draft a quarterback. Like, if you want to see a team that's tanking, they're tanking. And they're about to have a fire sale at the trade deadline, too. And the Packers can't even beat them. It's beautiful. Like, Russell Wilson is playing like 1/10 of Russell Wilson with the Legion of Boom era, and it's just amazing. It's just, and also Jay Giles' band, Love Stinks. Yeah. And also the Vikings beating the Niners, one of the best teams and one of the best defenses in the league. No big deal. No big deal. So getting tight at the right time, but. Of course, for entertainment purposes only, the Vikings actually opened up as 1-point dogs, so +1 on the road against the Packers. Now, general rule of thumb is that home team gets 3 points. That doesn't really hold up in the modern NFL, but that's an argument for another day. So basically what they're saying is that on a neutral site, the Vikings would be 2-point favorites over the Packers, which seems a little bit low. It seems a little bit low. And our friends over at Vegas Insider, so they actually had the open at +1.5. But you see how things have shifted quite a bit. How the turntables have. Now, part of this is just momentum. Like, the public sees how the Vikings did against the Niners on Monday night, a big nationally televised game. They saw how the Packers struggled against the Broncos, who suck balls, and they put their money down early because they know that line is going to shift. And it's already moved 2 points plus, because in some spots, the Vikings have gone from 1-point dogs to -1, 1-point favorites. Pick them at Caesars, -1.5 at FanDuel. So it's moving quick, and frankly, I think it's going to keep going. And I think by the time this thing kicks off on Sunday, the Vikings could be -2.5, maybe even -3, depending on what happens there. Because remember, love stinks. Yeah. Now, I understand why Vegas put the line where they did initially, because there's something to be said about emotional hangover, right? So the Vikings, on the short week, by the way, even though it is a division game, the Vikings don't have to travel far up to stupid northeast Wisconsin, but the Vikings have one less day to prepare, and that was a big-time win. And sometimes emotional hangovers are real, as evidenced by the Vikings putting in 38-7 when they had a chance to go to a home Super Bowl in 2017 after the Minneapolis Miracle. Not that I'm still bitter. But the Vikings, they got to put that out of their mind, and they got to get after it right now, because this is a winnable game. And the Vikings need this one to get to 500 and keep on marching, as that schedule does look very nice the rest of the way. But, I mean, the Packers, remember when the Packers beat the Bears? Cool. And then they beat the Saints? Whatever. And then they lost to the Falcons and the Lions. They got boat raced by the Lions. They lost to the Raiders, and the Raiders suck ass. And also the Broncos are no great shakes either. So they lost 3 in a row, and they haven't been overly impressive in any of the 3 games. And it's a thing of beauty, man. It's a thing of beauty. And the Vikings have won 3 of the last 4. They're getting right at the right time, as well as they should. Again, shoulda, woulda, coulda, but should have beat the Chiefs, should have beat the Eagles, and should have beat the Chargers, is what it, and also should beat the Bucs, obviously. But it's interesting that they put the line where it was, favoring the Packers, even though the Vikings have a leg up in the NFC North at present, and also the Packers have already burned their bye, which kind of stupid. Like, who wants to go to Cabo week 5? It's dumb, man. So dumb. But the Vikings had the momentum, and the public is backing it up, because they understand, hey, they're factoring in everything. Short week, emotional win, all that stuff. Divisional games are always tough with familiarity. You play each other twice a year, but people are voting with their money, and it's a spot where, hey, I mean, people know that the Vikings have the momentum. They're potentially a team of destiny. That they're canned greatness, and they showed off a little bit of it against the 49ers. And also, hey, Jared Alexander, who you got to cover? With all that safety help. I mean, I guess Addison, sure, but I do think that the public knows, and I think that the Vikings are going to walk into Lambeau Field and burn you to the ground. I think it's going to be like deuces, no problem. But I'm glad I got in on early. So rule of thumb from Billy Walters: bet favorites early, bet dogs late because of line movement. When some of the more public money comes in. But right now, I was able to get the Vikings +1. I was able to get the Vikings with a little bit of juice at +1.5. I was able to get the Vikings at a favorable money line, a couple of jelly beans sprinkled in there. Let's go. And again, beating the Niners is great. Beating the Packers will be just as great. Getting to 4-4, wanting some more of the best 4-4 team in NFL history. There you go. But your thoughts are thoughts. Vikings open up as dogs against the Greasy, Grimy Green Bay Packers, who are garbaggio. Let us know your thoughts and our thoughts in the comment section below. Subscribe for daily Vikings takes. Want to support the work? Put a little something in the Venmo. But until next time, Skull Production Value.